हमेशा खुश रहो बिटिया. I am JVN Dr. Anamika Aherwal, Associate Professor in the Department of Science and Technology at Jayoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University, Jaipur. Today I am going to take the lecture on the topic Introduction to Modern Productivity Techniques. Nowadays, technique is the most important thing for every task. It makes our task easy. Okay, so when we are talking about the productivity, so we can improve our the productivity by using the techniques. Okay, so you can say productivity refers to the physical relationship between the quantity produced, that means output, and the quantity of resources used in the course of production, that is input. Okay, so in short you can say it is a ratio between the output of goods and services and the input of resources consumed in the process of production. So, productivity is the ratio between output of wealth and input of resources used in production processes. In this session, we learned about meaning of productivity, concept of productivity, factors and importance, and in the next session we will discuss about ways to improve productivity, formulas and techniques for improving, and measurement constraints in measurement and the advantages. So let's start from the meaning of productivity. Productivity refers to the, as I told you, that the physical relationship between the quantity produced and the quantity of resources used in the course of production. So by this formula you can calculate the productivity, that is output divided by the input. So output means total production, while input means land, labor, capital, management, etc. So these all are the resources which we are using and treated as a input. So productivity measures the efficiency of the production system. The efficiency with which resources are utilized is called productive efficiency. So higher productivity means producing more from a given amount of input, or producing a given amount with lesser inputs. Okay, so in terms of economics, so it is measured of output per unit of input, and output refers to the total production in terms of units or in terms of revenues, while input refers to all the factors of the production used in capital like labor, equipment, etc. So we can increase the productivity by generating more outputs from same level of inputs, producing same level of outputs with reduced level of inputs, and a combination of both. So these three methods by using, you can increase the productivity. So you can say productivity can be measured with the formula like input in a period in time divided by input in the same period of time. So you can see this is the system concept of productivity. You see this is the input. Input means these are the resources like land, workforce, materials, facilities, capital, technologies, equipment and tools. And then this is the transformation process of value addition, and this is the production system area. And for after this input, we will go to the phase of productivity in terms of the output, and this output is will behave like as an input to go to the final output after processing this. So these output are the goods and services, and then it will hand over to the end customer. So in simple terms, productivity is the ratio of output of some or all of the resources used to produce the output. So this is the formula, like productivity means quantity of goods and services produced divided by the amount of resource used, that is O by I, sorry, L. This is mathematically. So productivity, you can say, is a quantitative relation between what a firm produces and what a firm uses as a resource to produce output in terms of arithmetic ratio of amount produced to the amount of resources. Okay, so you can say productivity is an aggregation measure of the efficiency of production, and it is the ratio of output to inputs, that is capital, labor, land, energy and materials. And productivity can be increased by following ways, like increasing the output using the same point, reducing the input by maintaining the output as constant, and increasing the output to a maximum extent with the smaller increase in input. Now come to the factors affecting productivity. There are some factors which are affected the productivity, and these factors may broadly be divided as follows. Like first is the human means human nature and human behavior. So this human factor can further be classified into two categories, like ability to work and the willingness to work. So ability to work means productivity of an organization, it totally depends upon the competence and caliber of its people, both workers and managers. So ability to work is governed by education, training, experience, aptitude, etc. of the employees. The second thing is the willingness to work. Willingness means motivation and morale of people in the second important group of human factors that determine productivity. So, vague incentive schemes, labor participation in management, communication system, informal group relation, promotion policy, union management relations, and quality of leadership, etc. These all are the main factors which are governing employees' willingness to work. Okay, so working condition like working hours, sanitations, ventilation, schools, clubs, libraries and so on, etc. also influence the motivation and morale of employees. The second thing is the technological. Technological factor exercise significant influence on the level of productivity. So the main technological factors are the size and capacity of plant, product design and standardization, timely supply of materials and fuel, rationalization and automation measure, repairs and maintenance, production planning and control, plant layout and location, materials handling system, inspection and quality control, machinery and equipment used, research and development, inventory control, reduction and utilization of waste and scrap, etc. So these all are the technological factors which are affected. Okay, so the third one is the managerial. In this category, the competence and attitudes of manager have an importance bearing on productivity. So in many organizations, productivity is low despite latest technology and trained manpower. This is due to inefficient and indifferent management. So competence and dedicated managers can obtain extraordinary results from ordinary people. Now the next is the natural, means there are some natural factors like physical, geological, geographical and climate conditions exert considerably influence on the productivity. Okay, then come to the sociological, means social customs, traditions and institutions influence attitudes towards work and jobs. So like bias on the basis of caste, religions, etc. This has inhibited the growth of modern industries in some countries, So the joint family system affected incentives to work hard in India. Close ties with land and native place hampered stability and disciplines among industrial labor. Next is political. Political means in this law and order, stability of government, harmony between states, etc. These all are the essentials for high productivity in industries. Taxation policies of the government influence willingness to work. So this comes in the political factor. Now the next is the um economic, means size of the market, banking and credit facilities, transport and communication systems, etc. are important factors influencing productivity. So productivity is an economics term which refers to the ratio of product to what is required to produce the product. And the productivity is outcome of several interrelated factors that are actually related to the input and output components of a production process, which are likely to affect productivity. The next is there are some also other factors which are affected the productivity, and these can be classified into basically two categories, and these categories are controllable factors and uncontrollable factors. In controllable factors, these are considered as internal factors, and these are the factors which are in control of industrial organization. The controllable factors, it comes under the first is the material and power. In material and power, it is consists of selection of quality material and right material, control of wastage and scrap, effective stock control, development of sources of supply, optimum energy utilization and energy saving. The next is the machinery and plant layout. Uh, in this factor, the size of the plant in the capacity utilization has different bearing on productivity. So the production, you can say below or above the optimal level, this will be uneconomical and will tend towards a lower level of productivity. So the arrangement of machines and positions in the plant and the setup of the bench of an individual work will determine how economically and efficiently production will be figured out. Now the third one is the human factors. This human factors of course include the both their ability as well as their the willingness. In this ability to work means this is governed by education, training, experience and aptitude of the employees, and willingness means motivation and morale of people are very important factors. So these factors are basically determine the productivity, and these are affected by wage incentive schemes, labor participations in management, communication system, informal group relation, promotion policies, etc. The fourth one is the organization and managerial factors. In the organizational factors, this includes various steps which are taken by the organization towards maintaining better industrial relations, such as delegation and decentralization of authority. The fifth one is the technological factors. This also includes, like as I told you and discussed previously, size and capacity of plant, product design and standardization, production planning and control, plant layout and location, materials handling system, inspection and quality control, machinery and equipment used, research and development. The second the category is the uncontrollable. These all are the controllable actually, and these are the uncontrollable factors. uh, in these uncontrollable factors, the first one is the economic, political and social changes. In economic factors like size of the market, banking and credit facilities, these comes in this category. Whereas in the political factors like laws and order, stability of government, these all comes in this. Okay, the third one is the social factors like social customs, traditions and institutions influence attitude towards work and jobs, like bias of the base of caste, etc. So these comes into the category of social. And the second one is the natural resources. In the natural resources, there are some psychological, geographical, climate conditions, and there are the government factors. Now come to the importance of productivity. Productivity has become almost synonyms of progress, you can say. Okay, so it is only by improving productivity that employees in get better wages and working conditions and more employment opportunities. So higher productivity brings lower prices for consumers and higher dividend for stakeholders. So you can say it improves the exports and foreign exchange reserves of a country. So productivity is the key of prosperity. Higher productivity is of special significance in an underdeveloped countries like India. In brief, you can say higher productivity provides the following importance, like it helps to reduce the cost of production per unit through more economical or efficient use of resources, reduction in cost of in cost helps to improve the profits of a business. The enterprise can more successfully complete in the market compete in the market, and the gain of a higher productivity can be passed on to consumers in the form of lower prices and a better quality of products. And the similarity gains of higher productivity can be shared with workers in the form of higher wage, wages or salaries and better working conditions. Availability of good quality goods at reasonable low prices helps to improve the standards of living in the country. So due to higher productivity, a firm can survive and grow better. So this helps to generate more employment opportunities, and the more productive enterprise can better export goods and earn valuable foreign exchanges for the country. So higher productivity means better utilization of the country resources, which helps to control inflation in the country. So this is all about today's session. Uh, this session powered by Digital Version 2.0 Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University Jaipur. Hope you are satisfied with my session. If you have any query, please mention in comment box. I will resolve it. Thank you.